Okay, good morning. I am sitting outside in my driveway and I am going to talk about getting your grow bag set up to have in your growing space, wherever that might be. So you're going to each have 3 grow bags. One will be planted, maybe 4 even. One will be planted with tomatoes. That's what this is here. So you'll get it. It will already be planted. The tomato might be a little floppy. We're trying to come up with some support plan. So this is supported by a bamboo hoop, which was just stuck in on either side of the grow bag to support it. This is planted with, this is a collard, this is a kale, and they will be already ready to go. Then you will end up with 2 of your own, and this one has some somewhat lumpy soil. So depending on whether you are going to transplant, which means taking a plant from that's already started, like this one, and planting it, so we can transplant, which I'm going to talk the details about that, or you might start seeds. So seeds, again, there are a range of seeds. These are seeds of soybeans, edamame. I don't know if you've ever been to a Japanese restaurant and you eat them in the pods. Cilantro I have, different basils. I have some other herbs, parsley, dill, and basil. So I have some other herb seeds, and I can provide seeds to any of you who want to plant herbs from seed. I also have seedlings. So a seedling is a plant that's in a pot that's started already. So this would be, so for example, I have mint seedlings, I have thyme seedlings, I have basil seedlings. So these are all some of the seedlings we could plant. So why don't we plant an herb pot and a vegetable pot, and that will be good examples of what you can do. So what you need to start is your grow bag, which we will provide. You will need some water. I filled up a watering can. Actually, this is the one I filled up. So it's ready to go. Some of these are a little bit dry. It's been very hot out, and when it's hot, especially when something has such a small amount of space for its roots, the roots have filled up that pot. It really needs to get into a bigger pot. It also dries out pretty fast. So it's always good to start off with plants that are well watered if you're going to transplant them, because it'll have less stress. They call it transplant shock. We don't want them to be shocked. So I'm out here at least twice a day when it's really hot watering these little seedlings. So these are all what I have to distribute. So the choices are, so these are squash, these are peppers, these are cucumbers. I have some basil. Here is basil. Back there is different lettuces, more peppers, something that I'm not going to give out. I think that's some kind of green that you can see it's gone to flower. At that point, it's not something you want. These are okra. Again, so these pots that we're giving you are not that big, so you can have maybe 2 plants of something small. You can have 1 large thing like a tomato. You could have 1 pepper with some herbs around it. You could have a pot full of herbs. Or you could plant, let's say, some beans and have a little bean pot. So I think we're going to give you 3 or 4 of these, and you have some choices. We're definitely going to give you a tomato and some greens. These will grow in the next few weeks. You can harvest them and we can plant something else later in the season. Okay, so let's do an herb pot. So this is mint. So I'm going to bring my phone over here just to make sure I can see what I'm filming. Okay, so this is mint. So I'm going to squeeze the pot. I'm going to have my hands over here, so I want to get as much of the soil attached to the roots as possible. So you can see the roots from the mint have gotten to the bottom and the soil is all attached. That makes it much easier for this plant to transplant. Okay, I'm going to break up some of these lumpy parts. I'm just going to make a little space, just enough to get this buried at the same level it was before. So there's the mint. Here's the thyme. I'm going to do the same thing. Squeeze the bottom, get the pot out. Some of the soil fell off, that's fine. Again, I'm going to tuck that in and make sure it's in, again, not much farther down than it was and not above. So just this, where the plant was level with the soil, that's the same level it's going to be when it's planted. So these are basil. Each basil plant will get to be larger. These are small seedlings. So I'm going to put 2 of them in. So I squeeze the bottom and I'm going to gently pull out. And the first couple times you do this, you might not be as careful. I've been doing this, you know, I do hundreds, thousands of these a year, so I have a lot of practice. And I'm going to put 2 basils in, make a little space, tuck that in. So I am firm, but I am careful. I'm gentle. The stems and the leaves are delicate. Okay, so now that I've planted it, I'm going to find my water, and I'm going to make sure, and again, this is a place where you can damage the crop a little bit. I'm going to make sure that gets watered. All right. Should have turned my phone off before I did this. That's the basil, that's the herb plant planted. I'm going to stop this and answer the phone.